Hello everyone, hope you are fine and doing great. So today we are going to learn about the thyroid gland. Okay, so I am going to tell you about the thyroid gland and the parathyroid gland, the introduction part. Okay, so let me start with it. Okay, so dear students, thyroid gland, every gland we are discussing in detail. So we are going to discuss general introduction of the thyroid gland. Thyroid gland is present in the front of the throat. First of all, let me tell you. Okay, and it consisting of two lobes. So in order to understand about the thyroid gland, what is the function of thyroid gland, okay, why we are learning about the thyroid gland, and this is a gland, so where it actually functions and what type of function it hold. Okay, so we need to discuss the same. Now let's move. Thyroid gland is present at the base of the throat. So as I said, it is present in the front portion of the throat. Okay, it is responsible for the production of the important hormone as well as it regulates the metabolic process. In the metabolism, it have a very important role. So the two important hormones the thyroid gland produces is the thyroid hormones and the calcitonin. Their role we are going to discuss at the end in the mechanism part. Okay. Now, before coming to parathyroid, I would like to give you the highlight over the thyroid only. So what I told you, thyroid gland is present at the base. Okay, important hormones. Now, look at this diagram. You can see here the location of the thyroid gland. So the front of the throat or the Adam's apple, it is present. Okay, parathyroid is just beneath the same. Thyroid gland consisting of two important hormones T3 and T4. What is T3? What is T4? What is this number 3 and 4? T is thyroid. What is 3 and 4? These are the atoms of iodine. So I'll tell you the same in the upcoming slide. So we are focusing on thyroid gland, and this thyroid gland is regulated by the father, that is the pituitary gland, the master gland, which regulates the functioning of the thyroid gland. Okay, so you can see the even based on the position you can have this understanding thyroid gland. Just for the understanding, before the thyroid we have the pituitary. This is the pituitary gland, then thyroid. Okay, so I hope here the things are clear to you. Now thyroid gland, it turns, now they are talking about the thyroid hormone. So what are the thyroid hormone? As I said, T3 and T4. So these are the atoms of the iodine which is playing an important role in the body. Okay, iodine we can get from the seafood, from the surrounding, okay, the vegetables we are eating. So T3 is basically the name for the T3 we call, that is triiodothyronine. Okay, it consisting of two tyrosine and 3 iodine atoms, and T4 is basically 2 tyrosine molecules along with 4 bound iodine. So what is different between T4 and T3? The main difference between T4 and T3 is based upon the atoms, 4 or 3. So this is very important to understand the role, okay, they play, what type of role they are having, okay, how they are acting on the body. So this is very important. Now the regulation, transport and regulation of thyroid hormone. So they are basically regulating, they are transported by the thyroxine binding globulin. So the transport of these hormone in the body that regulated by the thyroxine binding globulin. Globulin is the proteins. Okay, and this transport of these hormone, obviously if it is a hormone, it will bind with its receptors that are present in the blood. T3 is 10 times more effective. Even the T4 is converted into T3 later on with the help of some enzymes, okay, that I'll tell you in the mechanism part. So this is very important to understand the regulation and functioning of the thyroid hormone. Okay, the thyroid hormone location, the form, thyroid gland is basically regulating for the release of thyroid hormone, which is playing a role in metabolism and growth hormone, and this hormone is regulated by the pituitary. And how, what kind of growth that is can be understood in our upcoming slide. Now as I said, metabolism. Okay, so this is very important. Sometime question come that which hormone is responsible for the metabolism control, that is thyroid hormone. Metabolic rate, metabolism. What is metabolism, by the way? Tell me. Some of overall biochemical reactions that are occurring inside the body. So this is very important to understand. Increases metabolic rate and production of the heat is very important role, and along with the same it playing a role in development of tissue growth, as it is playing an important role in metabolism. Along with the same it playing a role in maintenance of the blood pressure. So these three things are actually very important when you are going to learn about the thyroid hormone role. Okay, if we are talking about the metabolic rate, obviously it related to our different organs which are playing a role in the metabolism. Remember this to make it to learn it, so that you can remember this thing. And the development of the skeletal tissue growth is consisting in respect to skeletal nervous system. Now we are having this thyroid cartilage. Okay, we have common carotid arteries. Now what is the function of these carotid arteries? Isthmus is the junction where the two lobes are meet, that is known as isthmus of thyroid gland. Okay, carotid artery we will discuss in our different topic, okay, eventually. So these are further they are connected with the heart. Okay, now thyroid cartilage, that is a layer nearby the Adam's apple or epiglottis. Okay, homeostatic balance imbalances of thyroid hormone. So hypersecretion, so where it is occur, if there is a more secretion of the thyroid hormone led to T3 or T4 is releasing more abundantly, it will lead to the hyper, and it created disease, that is Graves' disease. One important point I would like to highlight to you here, you know, thyroid gland is responsible, thyroid hormone is responsible for the autoimmune disease mostly, and Graves' disease is one of the example of it. Even the myasthenia gravis occur due to the acetylcholine release of the calcium, and we have just seen the function of the calcium in, before this slide. So this is very important to remember the role. Hyposecretion in adult, myxedema, that is due to lack of iodine. Hypo means that is going in a lack of T3 and T4. But when we are talking about the hypersecretion,